So I want to talk to you guys about weight training and running. Hey everyone, Steve Gonser, physical therapist with Run Smart Online. I actually just got this post in a Facebook group asking about free weights and machines, and we're in the middle, depending on when you watch this, we're in the middle of the COVID crisis, and gyms are all closed, at least for us here in New York. So I want to talk to you guys about the importance of using weights, because like a lot of the programs that we have on Run Smart Online have to do with balance training, weight training, body weight training. We have one program that uses weights, but like, the thing that I want you guys to know, and the runner in our group asked about this, is why not machines? Can I still do my machines? And I'm just going to challenge you guys and think to try to get away from machines 100%. I actually want to show you some stuff. I'm going to put you down here. I am not going very high tech today, and I hope you guys can hear me. But when we look at like machines, right? If you're doing a curl machine, maybe an overhead press machine, those machines are isolating muscle groups. Well, in the rehab sense, we do isolate muscle groups occasionally, particularly when someone's not weight bearing, they're coming off surgery, or they're just too painful. The goal for you is to get away from machines and get to free weights as soon as possible. Because when you're lifting on a machine, like say you're sitting and you're doing an overhead press at the gym or at home, that weight is completely balanced for you, plus you're in a crappy sitting position, and most of us do our reaching and standing. We have a dynamic weight in our hands. So whenever you're going to think, I'm going to do this machine, think to yourself, can I do this with a free weight? And I'm going to show you some examples of some great alternatives. We do a ton of balance and strength work with body weight that is really great for running. And if you want more, you can go to the Run Smart Online, or just go to tryrunsmart.com. You can check that out. But let me show you some free weight stuff to change it up in great ways you can work out at home. One of the biggest things is that overhead press. So here's a couple of variations of this. So I loaded up the weight so I look stronger than I really am. But when we think about overhead press, what I like to do is sync it with other exercises. So, for example, instead of doing the machine at the gym, why not add a squat to an overhead press? Make sure I don't bang on the ceiling up here or down there. So squat to overhead press is a great way to do it. I like to have a lot of and think about that for a second, like you're using more muscle groups, which means more calories, which means more targeting of things. Now, if you just go back to the sitting overhead press at the gym, right? Isolating muscle groups are not balanced because the machine's balancing it for you. Now what am I asking you to do? I'm asking you to use your glutes, load your low back, use your shoulders still, balance the weight, and then come back down. You can even make it harder with a squat to a single leg press. And you can really think about like how much more beneficial would it be to do a squat to a press or a squat to a single leg press, balancing the weight, than just sitting on your ass, like pressing weight overhead. The goal is to try to get away from those machines. The perfect example is like the leg extension machine, the knee flexion machine, like the hamstring curls. Those deserve no place in your training or your running, but weights certainly do. So working shoulders, great. You know, you're not looking to be like, super jacked as a runner, but it's good to tone the entire body. So using weights is a great way to do that. The other thing is like biceps and triceps and things like that. I don't know what I have access to, but I'm going to show you a couple other things here. So the rowing machine. A lot of runners I run into use the rowing machine. Another great variation of that, because what are you doing? You're sitting in a bad position, rowing away, and you're just crushing your low back, and you're sitting again. Why not load up the low back, load up the shoulders, load up the core? I like to go into a squat position for this one as well. So standing, keep your back flat, and work on your rows from here. Think about what's happening here. Now you're trying not to face plant down. You're still getting the rowing motion. You can actually do two types of rows. You can do the flat row, or you can do the wide row. Those are great variations compared to just pulling on a cord, sitting, or you're sitting on the machine with that chest pad and just pulling towards you. You're not standing, you're not using your glutes, you're just isolating. Isolating is stupid, for lack of a better word, if you're not coming off a major injury or you have some major limitations. Other cool things, I want to show you this one. This is really cool if you have a resistance band at home. So instead of doing rows, you can also work this in. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I have a resistance band. So resistance bands are great, plus they travel really nice. I'm really hoping this doesn't snap off. I'm sure some of you guys probably are, but I really hope it doesn't. But I like to have a lot of my runners do some dynamic rowing where you're twisting, you're pulling, and you're rowing with a resistance band from side to side. that gets a lot of different muscle groups involved as well. Think about how dynamic this is. You're still working your upper body, but you're not just sitting around isolating things out. Let me see if there's any comments. What other exercises you got for me? Ceiling is looking worse for wear. Yeah, my ceiling is. We're finishing this baby soon. What other exercises can I show you? So biceps, here's a great one. Okay, so bicep curls. No need to isolate in the gym. You don't have to put your arm on there and do your hammer curls and do your curls like this. Just stand up and use a free weight. And really cool, I like to do with my runners, if they want to work upper body, balance on one foot and do your curls. You can essentially do balance on one foot for any exercise. And think about the value of this versus sitting on a machine and curling away. Way, way better. So there's a couple of options. Calves. Ooh, let's talk about upper body for right now. So if you want to do like lower body, check out Basics Boot Camp. It's on the Run Smart app. You can check that out. I did curl standing 1 foot. Great. What else we got in here? Let's see. I don't know what else to show you guys. I'll come back and see if there's anything else. But just get away from the machines. There's no reason to be doing them. Grab the free weights, grab kettlebells, grab resistance bands, and get up on your feet. You're going to burn more calories. You're going to use more muscle groups. You're going to get stronger in a way that translates to the rest of your life. Hope everyone's great. And if you want help with your strength training, check out the Run Smart app. Just go to runsmartonline.com. You can sign up there for a little trial. All right. Bye, everyone.